Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Go Battle League battles. Before we start, this is the highest I was able to get on the leaderboards. I made it to 106th in the world at a peak rating of 3,161. After that, I started tanking a little bit so that my queue times weren't as long, so that I could give you guys some content in the Scroll Cup. Today I'm going to be running a team of Mantine, Palmo, and Chestnut. Chestnut is a pretty good grass type because it takes care of a lot of the dark types in this meta with the superpower, although it is a little bit weak to flying, so that is why we have the Palmo. But let's get into the battles. We start with a Shadow Sableye. A lot of times these guys run Drain Punch and then either Foul Play or Dazzling Gleam. So I'm just going to throw the Twister because I'm going to need 2 moves to KO anyway, and I had a feeling that they would shield if I built up to the Water Pulse. I'll let the first move go, and it is a Foul Play, so I will definitely die to the second one here. And let's see if I decide to shield or not. I decide to let it go because I think I can farm down with Palmo. Or at least I'm thinking that's what I do. And yeah, we come in with Palmo. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thunder Shocks, and we're barely able to take out the Sableye. I think it's pretty IV dependent, so that was fortunate that we were able to take him down. And my opponent brings in a Chestnut of his own, and we are going to start spamming out some Brick Breaks. He actually catches the second one on Toxapex, and that's not the greatest because his defense is going to be debuffed, but I really would have liked for that Wild Charge damage to get applied to the Toxapex. So I'm going to throw a Wild Charge here and guarantee a shield before switching into Chestnut. But he actually lets it go, and that is probably going to be the end of the road for him because now I am locked in with my own Chestnut. I have about twice as much HP as he does, and he's throwing Frenzy Plants here so he doesn't debuff himself with Superpower. But I've actually seen some Chestnuts run Thunder Punch and Frenzy Plant, which I think is just the wrong moveset. And yeah, he actually throws a Thunder Punch there. I think that you have to run Superpower to deal with the Dark types in this meta. I know people use Thunder Punch for like Mantine and Mandibuzz, but I would just run this with other Pokemon that can take care of those Mons. I think Superpower is just way too good of DPE to go without it. Chestnut should not be your coverage Pokemon in this meta. So I try to get off a move on Palmo. I do get some Thundershock damage, but that is okay because my opponent has no more shields. He actually does get to the second move, but I have a shield remaining. So I'm going to get deep into the red, but it's not going to be enough to take me out. And we're going to be able to get this superpower, and this is going to take out the Chestnut because he has no more shields to hide behind. And we are going to take a very nice game 1. I don't know why my opponent didn't shield the Wild Charge from Palmo, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright, second match, we have more Pekko. This is very bad. I'm going to safe switch my Palmo, and he brings in a Mantine. I'm only in like the 2800 elo range, so these people should be pretty competent, but maybe he accidentally misclicks bringing in a Mantine. You can get a... No, you can't get a shield against you. I don't know what he's doing. I guess the only thing that is like going for him is that he can get to a second move before I farm down. But yeah, that was just a terrible misplay by my opponent. He is going to win CMP with his Morpeko against the Palmo, which is decent for him, I suppose. But I'm going to shield the Psychic Fangs so that I can guarantee I get a Brick Break off. This is either going to get him into the red or it is going to get shielded and debuff his defense. I'm going to pull a quick switch into Chestnut because I have the superpower and he brings in Annihilate, but this is not a Shadow Annihilate, so Frenzy Plant is not going to be quite one-shotting. But it does get him deep into the red, and I am thinking that this is going to be a perfect health range for me to farm down the Annihilate, unless he has close combat, but he doesn't. It's just Ice Punch. And we are able to take out the Annihilate, get the superpower for the Morpeko, and we are going to take out the Morpeko for a very nice game 2 win. Starting off with some very nice wins, and yeah, this team was very good for me. I ended up running 3-2 in this set, and we're gonna be jumping into the next set. A lot of these battles are kind of jumbled around. The time at the top left you'll see is different on a lot of these videos. It's because I'm going more for matchups that are good content instead of just me showing you the full set, because there were some battles that were very RPS and some battles where people were just being stupid. I was being stupid, my opponents were being stupid, so I didn't want to include all of the battles because I did record like probably 4 sets worth. So I'm only going to show the best ones here, but we do have a Kingdra, Shadow Kingdra into Mantine, so we can get a shield advantage. And since I get the Twister onto the Kingdra, I try to snipe down with my Chestnut. My opponent's smart. He pulls a quick switch into Toxapex, and this is going to be decent because I can get 2 Frenzy Plants off. It's going to be close to taking out. I think Frenzy Plant with the Vine Whip damage is good enough to 2-shot. And I guess this is where I'll talk about my decision to run Vine Whip over Low Kick. Chestnut does learn both moves, and they are both clones of each other. So Vine Whip is the grass equivalent of Low Kick. Low Kick is the fighting equivalent. But I like the grass damage. It's just good against the waters, and it is not resisted into... what am I thinking of? Well, I guess the Mantines? I don't really know. But yeah, I just use it for better coverage against the waters, and then it's neutral against fighters and darks. Whereas Low Kick is resisted against the flyers, or I guess not the Mandibuzz. I don't know. Either way, I basically really was just running Vine Whip for the waters. So you can run whichever one. It's not super consequential. Oh, and Annihilate as well. I was running Vine Whip for better Annihilate coverage. So we're able to take that game though with Palmo as the sweeper. The Guzzlord just did not have enough HP and pacing to take me out. And here we have a Annihilate Bleed with a Mandibuzz safe switch. This is perfect because my Palmo can come in, farm up a ton of energy. I don't have to shield the first move here, but I'm going to choose to anyway just to preserve my Palmo HP. And I'm going to build up to the double Wild Charge and throw them off right away. The first one, I undercharged just a little bit, thinking that, yeah, he would live, and I'm able to get 2 extra Thunder Shocks. I, in hindsight, would have wished I underfarmed a little bit more so that I could have 2 moves ready against the Annihilate, but unfortunately, I'm just not able to. Annihilate is able to counter me down, but it's okay because my opponent has Lantern in the back, and is he going to play this out? He is not. Opponent top lefts, and we're able to take the win. So a couple RPS matchups here, but I did see a lot of waters in my sets, so it was pretty nice. And Chestnut was able to put a lot of work in the back. And yeah, we have another disastrous lead, but my opponent brings in a Seeking, and this is not quite the best Palmo answer, and especially since Palmo's up energy as well. But we are able to get a shield with the Brick Break, so we're in a really good position. I feel good to flip switch, and Chestnut against Palmo is not a terrible matchup at all. So we actually get the second shield as well. This kind of prompts me to put up my own shield, and it was a good one because my opponent throws Drill Run. Now I'm gonna put up my other shield, and is he gonna Icy Wind? No, he just goes straight for the Drill Runs, and he's gonna pull a switch into Palmo. And this is where having Close Combat would be nice, but Brick Break is way better in this meta. Close Combat is actually identical stats to Wild Charge. So you don't want to run only moves that debuff you, and Brick Break is good because it's cheaper. It has, I mean, the threat of Close Combat is enough shield pressure anyway, so a lot of times Brick Break can get these shields and debuff the opponent's defense. So we're able to take out the Palmo, and he is smart, bringing in the Seeking, but I'm able to get the superpower off before the pet KOs, and my opponent in the back has the Murkrow, and he tries to peck me down, but I'm able to get to the Wild Charge before he can do quite that, and we're going to take out another victory with the non-Shadow Murkrow, actually, which was quite interesting. Maybe he just didn't have a Shadow Pokemon. I don't have a Shadow Murkrow, so yeah, fair play. Then we have a Mantine Mirror. I saw a lot of these as well in my sets, and the way that I like to play these out is honestly, my Mantine was winning CMP a lot of the time, which is interesting because I think my Mantine only has like 2 attack. But a lot of the times, if I would win the 3rd CMP on the Twister, then I would win Switch, but my opponent would be able to come in and get energy on my backline Pokemon, and it would become a little bit tricky. So what I do is I actually switch into Palmo, and my opponent has Gastrodon, but he switches a little bit late, so I'm able to get to this first Brick Break. The defense drops, and I'm actually able to get to a Wild Charge before he can chip me all the way down with Mud Slaps. So he lets it go, but he lives with just a sliver of HP, and this is disastrous. If I was able to take out the Gastrodon with my Pomo, that would have been crazy. I would have been able to flip switch an electric type against a ground type, and we would have been in a really good position. But since Mantine is low anyway, I'm able to just farm it down, and I have some energy for Mantine in the back. And since my opponent had Mantine in the lead, I'm expecting that Chestnut is going to have play in the back, and he does. He's running a double Mudboy backline with Gastrodon and Whiscash, and unless there's a universe in which I get double Mud Bomb baited and he has Blizzard, I think I'm going to be okay. We're going to shield up, and he has the Mud Bomb, but I'm still not playing any games. I am going to try to farm all the way down. I don't think you can store a Mud Bomb and a Blizzard, so I'm going to shield up. And what do you know? He actually is running the Blizzard, so no Scald on this Mantine, which makes sense because there's a lot of waters in this meta. But we're able to get the last shield from Mantine. We have 2 superpowers stored. We are going to be taking out the Mantine with the second superpower, and with the combination of the Chestnut and my low HP Mantine, we have plenty of damage to take him out in the back. And that is another victory. In this set, we were able to go 4-1. And let's keep climbing. We're into the 2800s, and opponent has Malamar. Honestly, I thought that I queued up into Open Great League when I saw this thing, but then I forgot it is actually a dark type, so it is ineligible. Pokemon in the Scroll Cup, honestly not a bad one, but I just haven't been seeing a lot of it in the meta. But the thing with Shadow Malamar is it's going to win CMP to the second foul play, so I actually overfarm on my Mantine, and I'm looking to store up, no, not store up 2 Twisters, and I try to chip him down with Chestnut, and my opponent switches into Azumarill. He must be weak to grass in the back. Kind of makes sense having something that can take care of the fightings in the front. Even like the grass darks, what's it called? Malamar has a lot of play against most of the grass types, but why would you be bringing a Azumarill into a Chestnut? I'm not quite sure. He does get a shield advantage, but I've got a decent bit of energy, so I'm actually able to reach the superpower against the Malamar, crushing a shield or taking him out. He does have some residual energy, so he's actually going to put up the shield, and he's going to save that energy on the Malamar, but he has more Peko, and I have an energy advantage. He does not want to see a superpower, and he top lefts, and we win that game. And now we have an Azumarill in the lead. I'm actually just going to safe switch my Palmo to get an energy advantage, and because I have 2 answers to Azu in the back, I need to bait something out here. Gastrodon's not exactly what I wanted to bait out, but that's fine. Again, I'm able to reach the Wild Charge before he can Mudslap me down. A lot of times, the Gastrodons have just gone for the full Mudslap down. And this time, since he swapped in too late, I was able to get the Brick Break and the Wild Charge, and we actually take out the Gastrodon before he can farm me all the way down. This means that we win switch advantage, and we are in a really good spot. The opponent's Azumarill throws the Ice Beam, but I'm able to get the shield, and he has Golisopod with Fury Cutter, so Mantine has a really good matchup here. We should be able to RPS our way through this one, but it wasn't really RPS. We were able to flip the RPS matchup. He actually RPS'd me, having the Azu against Mantine, and then having the Gastrodon against Palmo, but he did not expend a shield, and that cost him the game. Opponent actually doesn't expend any shields in the Golisopod matchup, which kind of makes sense. Azu's a tank, you just want to save your shields for it. But what I'm going to do here is switch into my Chestnut and just farm up as much energy as possible. I'm really happy to get the Water Pulse chip damage on Mantine, because this gets me in a closer farm down range for Chestnut. And at this point, I'm just going to go for 3 superpowers. Even if my opponent's at 100 energy here, he still needs to throw 1 more bubble to get to his next move. So I'm going to throw a Vine Whip, throw my superpower. I am 1 away from my next superpower, but if he throws his Ice Beam right away, I'll be able to outpace him with my Mantine. And let's see if we are able to get to a move before getting bubbled down. 1, 2, 3, and I overfarm because the DRE is guaranteed. I don't know if that wing attack would have been necessary to take him out. Water Pulse is coming through, and we take out the Azumarill for another very good game and another victory. And I'm just now seeing a lot of my losses were cut out here, but I didn't have a ton of them because this team performed very well for me. But we have a Zwilus lead, and my opponent makes a really nice catch onto Seeking. So I'm going to throw this Twister and switch into Palmo. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's at the drill run. He is going to throw it. So I'll put up a shield, and we can farm up quite a lot of energy here against the Seeking. So I could have farmed up one more actually. That might end up being costly later in the battle. We get the Brick Break. Opponent lets it go and brings back in the Zwilus. I'm going to go immediately for the next Brick Break. And he's going to put up his shield. And let's try to get to a third one. I actually catch on Mantine. Is this a body slam? Probably, because Palmo is squishy and would have fainted to a body slam. And let's throw a Twister, and my opponent makes another beautiful catch onto Mantine. Opponent is reading me like a book. Although, it's like a children's book, because it's very predictable, because I'm just throwing my moves when I get them. But, hey, that might be enough to win. Opponent's Mantine is over farming a lot. He's going to throw right before I get to my next Twister. And this might have been a mistake. I shield my Mantine, pull an immediate switch into Palmo, throw my Brick Break, and it's going to get the Mantine low, but it wasn't enough to get the knockout. And now I'm going to farm down with Chestnut. My hope is that I can get to a superpower before he gets to 2 body slams. And then if I can do that, then I'll combo play on Mantine and hopefully get the win. If he has the body slam, he might win. We'll see. I switch immediately and my opponent reads that I'm switching to combo play. This opponent played perfectly. A very well-deserved win because he's going to outpace me to a body slam because Zwilus has 9 Dragon Breath pacing to body slam. And we're going to take a crucial loss for a 2-3 set. Yeah, that I think I had a couple RPS matchups in there, not quite sure, can't remember. But we have a Mandibuzz lead. This is fine. It's not my favorite because Mandibuzz is just so bulky, but this is actually Ferrixter, a old-time GBL player who used to stream and make YouTube content, and he's running a team quite weak to electric types. He's got Tentacruel, he's got Mandibuzz, and he might have something in the back. A lot of these teams run Gastrodon just for electric coverage, but it doesn't matter if your safe switch is weak to electric. There's no need to cover for electric types. So we're going to take out the Tentacruel, and my opponent has Poliwrath. And I'm going to go for the Brick Break to try to get the shield. Wild Charge would KO. He knows that, so he's going to put up a shield. And I actually pull an immediate switch into Mantine because I want him to come back into Mandibuzz because my Chestnut wants nothing to do with it. I'm going to let the Icy Wind go, and there it is. Mandibuzz comes back in. We're going to throw off as many Water Pulses as possible to try to chip this Mandibuzz low before we have to come in with Chestnut. My opponent does make a good throw at perfect timing, and we're able to barely live, and I don't know why I threw this Twister. I had enough for the Water Pulse, and there's no universe in which I was getting to another move, but I'm able to pull a quick switch into Palmo, get the Brick Break off before I faint, and he's going to shield. And this is the game-losing mistake from Sir Ferrixter here. Because now I can come in with my Chestnut, with my shield advantage, I can farm up so much energy and hopefully get to 2 superpowers. 1 to take out the Mandibuzz, and 1 to take out the Poliwrath. I throw the superpower against the Poliwrath because I don't know how much energy he had, but I want to make sure that it can't hit hit a move against me. And what I do here is I build up to the superpower and switch so that my superpower is no longer debuffed. And I really hope this is enough. If this can take out the Mandibuzz, this is a victory. And the Mandibuzz faints. We take that game. GG's to Ferrixter. You should come back to YouTube and Twitch. Just like I did. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I had a lot of fun in these battles. Feel free to try this team out. You can even kind of switch the Pokemon around, like using a Palmo lead. That's not a terrible idea either, because the meta's been shifting a little bit over the last day or two. But if you want to run this team, let me know how you do, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.